What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to do a quick review of the Bionic Steel hose. In this review, I'm going to tell you everything that you need to know about this hose, including one thing that you should know before buying. So we got the Bionic hose for one simple reason, guys. We were using this hose, super annoying, just a bunch of kinks. It's an old hose, as you can see here. You know, we had issues with it basically breaking in certain spots, some corrosion, some leaking, etc. And I decided, you know what, I'm going to try this Bionic hose. I'd heard about the thing, wasn't too sure about it, but I have some good news to report. So this Bionic hose, you guys, is awesome. First off, the thing that really surprised me about it, right? It's, you know, steel on the outside. This right here is really, I mean, it's hard. But this is what's really weird. This is a 100-foot hose. That is a 100-foot hose. This is about half the weight of that. It's significantly lighter, which my wife likes a lot. And it's also a lot easier to kind of wield around. The thing is, this doesn't get kinks. It doesn't, you know, really get stuck on the edges. You know how sometimes you're like us, we'll go over here and we'll be watering maybe one of these plants or something over here. And this hose would get stuck here because this rubber material would drag and kind of actually get kinked and stuck. This doesn't do that. It doesn't do that at all because of the way that the material is. It's essentially just a little bit more slippery than what we have already been using. This also doesn't rust, doesn't really kink at all. And to show you how good it is, I'll stand on it. I'm on 1 foot right now. There's no bend at all, okay? I'm about 220 pounds, nothing. So the Bionic hose is actually the real deal. And now the one thing that I think that you should know about this. So needless to say, I've been pleasantly surprised by this hose. I mean, who would have thought that technology in the hose area would have gotten better? But if you still have one of those, which I'm sure most of you do, this is absolutely 1,000% worth the money in what you're going to spend. The other thing that they include is this right here, just basically a nozzle that you can attach to it. I chose, I mean, like most of you probably, I had something like this that I wanted to use instead. It's compatible, it works fine, so there's no problem. Let me go ahead and show you this thing spraying, just so you know that's, you know, not weird or has weird pressure or anything like that. All right, guys, so showing you real quick, it is hooked up to the Bionic, right? We have it. I'm gonna turn it on here, and there you go. Pressure's really good. Just as much as a regular hose, if not a little bit better than the old one that we had. And I just want to show you, this is one of my favorite parts of the whole thing. So I am dragging this at almost a 90-degree angle, right? I'm a little bit behind it. It does not get stuck, you guys. No matter what you do, it won't get stuck. And winding it back up, now I'll admit I'm just a sloppy winder. I don't really care. Some people keep this really organized, not me. Super easy to do. You know, there's nothing basically getting stuck, right? And that's the biggest thing with other hoses. It's really frustrating because it gets stuck all the time and you're sitting there fighting the hose. You don't do any of that at all with this one. So guys, something to know before you actually buy this, and I think that this is an important thing. So we live in the desert, basically. We're in a really warm climate. And my worry with this was it's gonna get way too hot in the summer, right? And it's actually gonna warm up the water more than a regular hose would. Honestly, I haven't really noticed that. I don't know what the insulation is in this thing, but it doesn't really seem to be a factor. I mean, every hose, if you leave it out here and the water's in there, it's gonna be warm, right? When you turn it on, that's basically a given. So of course it is warm, but I haven't noticed being any hotter or anything than the water that we use. So basically, if we're gonna water a plant or something like that, you know, we'll turn it on, we'll let the water run through, get a little cool coming straight from the house, and then it works just fine. So yeah, guys, if you are on the fence of the Bionic hose and are considering it, I just have one last thing to show you. Be like me, you guys. This thing is garbage. Bionic hose is really good, and we are really excited about it. Way more than I should be for a hose, but I promise you it really is that good.